Hey guys, the Firebird is here. It's just me, my brother couldn't be here today because he has school. No, that's actually the legit fact. I'm recording this like at 9 AM or something. Anyways, so the scene on Cybertron is probably one of the most fan servicey and well-liked scenes for any Transformers fan when it comes to the live-action movies. And the Transformers Cybertron scene actually has a lot of similarities with the Mortal Kombat Armageddon opening for the PlayStation 2 game. There's like all these little details and characters hidden in the background that even to this day, we're still like noticing small details in it or pointing out new character theories as to, hey, I think that's Mirage, or hey, I think that's Hound, or whatever. Because overall, the Cybertron scene has plenty of hidden goodies in it. In this video, I'm actually gonna go over all of the Cybertron characters that we managed to spot in the movie. With the exception of a few characters, most of the characters I'm gonna mention here are either not confirmed to be, certain characters like, let's say, Mirage, Sideswipe, and so on. And some other characters are just like random background characters. But if you wanna say that, oh, that character could be Beachcomber, or he could be Hound, or whatever, you're more than welcome to do so. In this video, I'm gonna point out characters that, we know for sure were present in there, characters that were hidden in the background, characters that are just background characters but we don't know who they could be, and anything in between. If you believe that any of the background characters could be characters that we know from G1 or any other continuity, you can feel free to mention it in a comment, like saying, I think that guy could be Cheetor, or that guy could be Mixmaster of the Constructicons, and so on. But now I think I wasted enough time. Let's move on into the video. Now this one was actually kinda hard to spot, but at the beginning of the intro, you can see some Seekers flying by the battlefield. Now, a few gold Seekers can be seen flying by the area. While I really haven't seen any, golden Seekers in the robot mode, I only see them under jet mode. So the golden Seekers could possibly be Sunstreaker, that one Decepticon Seeker from the original Transformers G1 cartoon. If not, then I guess it could be one of the Rainmakers from Transformers Siege. You decide. But then again, this is unconfirmed. Then of course we got this shot of Ratchet, Ironhide, and in the background, just between Ratchet and Ironhide, you can see a small brownish orange Autobot. He kinda looks like Bumblebee if you ask me. But of course it's not Bumblebee because he doesn't have the radio mouth. Now as the firefight continues, we can actually see an Autobot go behind Ratchet to move to another location. Now, something that's interesting about this guy is that he is huge. I mean, look at this shot. He's not even standing up fully. And look how tall he is in comparison to Ratchet. Also, after he moves away from Ratchet, you can see that he has rather bulky shoulders. Like, they're pretty square shoulders. Kinda reminds me of War for Cybertron Scattershot, but if he had red and orange painting all over him. Then, of course, we got the shot that all fans went crazy over. We saw RC, Cliffjumper, and Brawn. Now, I don't remember exactly, but in one of my previous videos, I mentioned something along the lines of, why did we have Brawn? I mean, nobody really cares about Brawn. We could have a better Autobot, like, say, Hound, or maybe even Jazz. And a lot of people got triggered because of that. I want to formally apologize to all Brawn fans for hurting your feelings. There guys, I said it, I'm sorry, okay, don't kill me. In the next shot, of course, we have Wheeljack. But behind Wheeljack and right next to Ratchet, we can see another Autobot that's covered in yellow and light green, or blue, I don't know, it's kinda hard to tell. Kinda reminds me of Quick Strike. But yeah, this guy is right next to Ratchet and he's kinda hard to make out because of the motion blur. Now up next, an Autobot gets shot by a Decepticon. Now this Autobot kinda shares a body type with the Autobot that I mentioned was moving away from Ratchet. They both have the same back design, like the way their back is, and their arms are kinda bulky too. Is this the same guy? Probably not, I think it's a different one, but it's kinda interesting to mention. Now this guy is actually pretty interesting to me. He has a white/silvery color scheme. The first time I saw this guy, I was like, this guy looks like Sideswipe. Now, I'm not saying this guy's Sideswipe, of course, but he even has like the little wing in his head. You can see it right here. While he's covering his face, you can see what it looks like to be like a little wing that's attached to his head. Like, the Dark of the Moon Sideswipe also had a very similar head sculpt. So it wouldn't surprise me if this is a reused model or if this gets confirmed to be Sideswipe later on. His face is somewhat similar to Dark of the Moon Sideswipe, so that's why I'm saying that it could be him. But then again, this is also unconfirmed. Next up we got Liwa? Is that you? So yeah, we got that Bionicle looking Autobot. He has a really weird head design. I mean, it almost looks like that's a mask, like a Bionicle mask. No offense to Bionicle, I'm just saying, it's an interesting detail. Now in this shot we get 3 Seekers. We get a light blue Seeker, we get a purple Seeker which is very clearly Skywarp or Skywarp clone, and then we have Trust. Yes guys, this is not Acid Storm. I know a lot of Acid Storms got upset, but it's confirmed that the green Seekers are actually Trust, not Acid Storm. When Optimus Prime is about to show up, we actually see that an Autobot just got obliterated. We don't know who this guy is, but all we can say is F into chat, I guess. Optimus Prime shows up, and while he's destroying the Decepticons, we actually see a blue, red, and white Seeker show up. Now, this is obviously a Thundercracker clone. The concept art even confirms this. Is it the actual Thundercracker? Probably not, but it's interesting to mention. In this shot, we get a better look at the Trust and Thundercracker clones. I'm actually pretty triggered that is not Acid Storm. Now, of course, Bumblebee lands on the Decepticon Seeker, you know, about to finish him off. But before the landing happens, I want to point out something. There is 2 Autobots visible right before Bumblebee and the Seeker land on the ground. We see an Autobot that's using 2 pistols at the same time and has a white and blue color scheme. Now, I still think that this could possibly be Mirage, or at least an Autobot that just really looks like him. But I don't know, this is also unconfirmed. And to the right, we see Orange Autobot, who looks actually kinda chubby, especially in the next shot. As you can see here, it looks like he has a bit of a belly going on. Once the Seeker and Bumblebee land, we also get a clear shot at the Autobot that was right in front of the Orange Autobot. This white and blue Autobot. It could be Mirage, it could not be Mirage, who knows. I like to say that, hey, it's probably Mirage, but you know, until we get confirmation, this is just a random Autobot. Now, something interesting that I want to mention is that we see a red Seeker about to ambush Optimus Prime, but then of course Optimus gets saved by Bumblebee. Now, Trust is pretty much the red Seeker in Moss continuity, so who will this guy be? Did Acid Storm and Trust switch places and now Acid Storm is red? That's gonna be weird, but yeah, we got this guy now. Shortly after that scene, we get the fan servicey moment when we see Soundwave, Starscream, Shockwave, and the remaining Decepticon forces ready to fight back. Now, there's not really any new characters to talk about in this shot, but something that I noticed is that I just noticed Dropkick like standing over the distance like Batman just looking at the battlefield. It's something that I noticed just now when making this video. It's kinda cool. Then of course Optimus orders the retreat because he doesn't want to endanger the lives of his Autobots. Now right before this happens, right next to Optimus Prime, we can see a green Autobot who shares on the body type of Brawn. This guy could be anyone, but before anyone gets any ideas, he gets shot down by the Decepticons, so yeah, F in the chat. Then of course Shockwave orders Starscream and his lackeys to pursue and destroy the launch pad, and this scene has actually quite a few interesting details about it. If you look at the very front of the shot, you can see what it looks like to be a non-Seeker. This is a Decepticon that doesn't have the Seeker body type, and it actually seems to resemble Soundwave more than anything else. He has a blue and white color scheme. If anything, I will say that this guy will qualify as Breakdown, but then again, it's just an idea based on the colors. As the Seekers go up, we actually see about 3 Decepticons or Autobots with green arms, green legs, and they have like a black/purple chest piece. At the beginning, I was thinking, are those the Constructicons? Because I mean, green and purple, it can only be the Constructicons. But then I noticed something in particular. In this scene, the Autobots are the ones that are shooting orange blasters. The Decepticons are the ones that are shooting blue blasters, and these guys are shooting orange blasters. And they were also aiming at the Seekers, so they cannot be the Constructicons. So these guys are probably more generic Autotroppers than anything else. Then of course Optimus Prime orders to retreat, the Autobots leave, and as soon as Bumblebee's about to leave on his escape pod, when he's looking back at Optimus Prime, we can actually see Teletran 1. He's actually the interface of the escape pod. This actually got confirmed and mentioned a while ago that Teletran 1 was in the movie, although really in the background. If you want to count him as an Autobot or a Decepticon or not at all, that's fine. But he's still worth the mention here. Now Optimus Prime proceeds to annihilate the Decepticon forces on the ground in a pretty impressive display, if I'm honest. Now, when this is happening, we actually see Blitzwing, or a Blitzwing looking Seeker, trying to ambush Optimus Prime before getting shot down. As you can see here, this Blitzwing has like the red and the silver, like Earth Blitzwing does. So this is probably another reused model. Eventually, the Decepticons manage to get the upper hand on Optimus Prime and they're about to rush him. Now, in this scene, there's a couple of there's a lot of interesting details now. So at the far right, we can actually see, besides, Dropkick and Shatter and the other Seekers, we can actually see a red Seeker, like a fully red Seeker, and over the background we see a red/purple looking Seeker. It's kinda hard to tell, but you can clearly see it in this image. At the bottom, we actually see a pink Seeker. We see a violet Seeker, and another red Seeker at the right corner towards the bottom. Oh, and also there's some other Blitzwing looking Seekers in there. To the left, we actually see what is very clearly a magenta or a very light purple looking Seeker. This Seeker also looks to be smaller than the rest, smaller than the other Seekers that are closer to Optimus Prime. We also see some other green Seekers and some other Decepticon drones, along with some other Shadow and Dropkick drones in there. And finally, to the top left, we have Soundwave, Shockwave, Ravage, and we see a bunch of other Seekers in there. We also see another magenta looking Seeker with another Dropkick and Shatter clone farther towards the left. And yeah guys, those are all the Autobot and Decepticon characters that I could find in the Cybertron scene. Not all of these guys are mentioned, like I said. A lot of these guys are not confirmed. Mirage is not confirmed, Sideswipe is not confirmed, Sunstreaker is not confirmed, Tross, Thundercracker, Skywarp, those guys are confirmed, but the vast majority of guys that I mentioned, that the guys that were in the background, those are not confirmed. And they will likely not be for a long time. Or maybe not at all, who knows. But if you guys think that any of the characters that were in the background could be G1 characters, like characters that have actual names and not just generic Autobot number 6669, yeah, sure, be my guest. Feel free to mention it in the comments down below. I gave you my opinion and I pointed out all the unique looking Decepticons and Autobots in the Cybertron scene. And now it's up to you to figure out who's who. Before we go, shout out to our patrons, Optimus Prime. He has gained access to the Scout tier and therefore he's entitled to a shout out from me. If you guys want to donate to my Patreon, links in the description down below. If you do so, you can get a shout out to your channel, you can do a collab with me, request your own videos, get special roles on my Discord, and stuff like that. Thank you Optimus Prime for donating, and shout out to his channel. Link to it is going to be in the description down below as always, and go check him out, he needs all the help he can get. And if you want to shout out yourself, all you need to do is donate to my Patreon. So yeah, it's a pretty good deal, but keep in mind we don't force anyone. But anyways guys, let me know what you think of this. Did you spot any of these characters before? Did you find any new characters thanks to this video? Or do you think I failed to mention someone that was in the background? Because if I did, then feel free to tell me in the comments down below. For a lot of these characters, I kind of say, hey, that looks like Sideswipe, hey, that looks like Quickstrike, hey, that looks like this guy, that other guy. So, those are my opinions of who I think those characters could be. Are they those characters? No, we don't know for sure, but it's a good guess and it's kind of fun to just speculate who can be who. And that's why I'm leaving the rest up to you. Also, before I go, I want to say that I'm no longer going to be using my Discord server. Things got a little too heated in there, so now I'm leaving it under new management. You're not going to see me in there very often or at all. And I might get a new server sometime in the future, but not anytime soon. I'm really busy with college as it is, and I just, can't go through the hassle of having to check what the latest drama or, spending too much time on Discord. It's already hard enough making videos as it is, so apologies for that. But don't worry, I left my Discord under new management, and I trust they could do a good job. I might go back to it if things cool down and start improving, but for now, I'm basically without a Discord server, so yeah. If you guys want to send me your fan art, you can send fan art to my friend's Gmail account. He's the guy who basically edits some of my videos from time to time, and he kinda likes going to the fan art section, so just send fan art to his Gmail account, why not? Or you can still send it to me directly through Discord. Of course, just DM me. Anyways guys, that's it for this video. Hopefully you'll enjoy, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.